China's underwater drone army is making waves across the world, and it's not hard to see why. Recently, leaked footage has started popping up online, showing these mysterious machines gliding through the ocean like silent hunters. People are calling it a game changer, something that could shake up the power of global navies. From the United States to Europe to Asia, everyone's paying attention. These aren't just toys or science experiments. They're advanced tech that could spy, track, or even attack without anyone noticing until it's too late. The idea of an underwater army controlled by China has a lot of people worried, and the leaked clips are only adding fuel to the fire. Let's start with what we know so far. Back in January 2025, fishermen in the Philippines pulled something strange out of the water near Masbate. It was a yellow torpedo-shaped device with fins, marked High 119, but the news spread like wildfire. People started asking, what was it doing there? Was it spying? And how many more are out there? This wasn't just a random find either. The South China Sea, where it showed up, is a hot spot for trouble. China claims almost all of it, even though countries like the Philippines, Vietnam, and Malaysia say parts of it belong to them. Tensions have been high for years, ships bumping into each other, harsh words flying between leaders. Now, toss in a sneaky underwater drone, and it's like throwing a match into a pile of dry grass. The police in the Philippines said it wasn't armed, but they still called it a national security risk. If it's watching ships or mapping the ocean floor, some show sleek, dark shapes moving through deep water, barely making a sound. Others have blurry shots of what looks like a swarm of drones, working together like a pack of wolves. Nobody's 100% sure where the videos came from. Some say it's from Chinese tests, others think it's hacked military files. Either way, it's creepy to watch. These things don't need a human driver. They're smart, quiet, and can stay underwater for who knows how long. That's the kind of stuff that keeps Navy captains up at night. China's been working on underwater drones for a while now. Back in 2022, scientists there bragged about a drone that could swim underwater and then pop up into the air like a flying fish. They said it was better than anything the US had. Fast forward to January 2025, and a study from the South China Morning Post claimed China's submarine-launched drones were already outpacing American tech. The idea is wild. Imagine a submarine spitting out a bunch of drones that swim around, then fly up and attack ships or bases. It's like something out of a sci-fi movie, but it's real, and it's happening now. Why does this scare global navies so much? Well, think about how wars are fought today. Big ships, like aircraft carriers and destroyers, rule the seas. They're loud, they're proud, and they're easy to spot with satellites or radar. But these underwater drones, they're the opposite. They're small, sneaky, and super hard to find. A navy might not even know they're there until something goes wrong, like a ship getting hit or a cable under the ocean getting cut. China could park a whole fleet of these things near enemy waters, just waiting for the right moment. That's a nightmare for anyone trying to defend against it. The US isn't sitting still, though. They've got their own underwater drone projects like the Manta Ray, which got spotted on Google Maps last year at a California naval base. It's a big, flat thing built for long missions under the sea. The Americans say it's for watching and listening, not fighting, at least for now. But the race is on. China's pushing hard, and the US is scrambling to keep up. Other countries, like Britain, are testing their own drones too. Everyone knows the ocean's the next big battlefield, and nobody wants to be left behind. Let's talk about what these drones can actually do. The High 119 found in the Philippines was unarmed, but that doesn't mean they're all harmless. Experts say China's got drones that can carry explosives, map the seabed, or jam enemy signals. Some might even hunt submarines, tracking them like sharks sniffing blood. The leaked footage hints at swarms, dozens or hundreds of drones moving as a team. If that's true, they could overwhelm a navy's defenses. One drone might not sink a ship, but 100 working together? That's a whole different story. The timing of all this is pretty intense too. It's March 12, 2025, and the world's already on edge. Russia's still fighting in Ukraine, tensions are up with Taiwan, and the South China Sea's a powder keg. China's been flexing its muscles, sending ships near disputed islands, testing new weapons. The underwater drones fit right into that plan. They're not just tech, they're a message. China's saying, "We've got the tools to control the seas, and you can't stop us." That's why the leaked footage is such a big deal. It's proof they're not bluffing. People on X are going nuts over this. Some posts call it the end of naval power as we know it. Others say it's overhyped, just China showing off. One user even joked, "Great, now the fish are spying on us too." But behind the memes, there's real fear. Navies have spent billions on ships and subs that might not stand a chance against a cheap drone swarm. The US has 53 attack submarines, super stealthy, super deadly, but they're not built to chase 100 little robots at once. It's like trying to swat a cloud of mosquitoes with a baseball bat. So, what's China's goal here? Nobody knows for sure because they're not exactly chatty about it. The Chinese Foreign Ministry hasn't said much, and their embassy in Manila dodged questions about the High 119. But look at the big picture. They've been building up their navy for years, claiming more of the ocean and pushing neighbors around. The drones could be for defense, keeping an eye on rivals, like the US or Japan. Or they could be for attack, ready to strike if a war pops off over Taiwan or the South China Sea. Either way, they're a power move. The Philippines find wasn't the first hint of this tech, by the way. Back in 2016, China grabbed a US underwater drone right out of the water near their coast. They gave it back after some arguing, but it showed they were already curious about this stuff. Since then, they've poured money into their own versions. Some reports say they've got drones that can dive deeper and stay out longer than anything else out there. If the leaked footage is real, it's just the tip of the iceberg. Let's zoom out for a second. The ocean's a big place, 70% of the planet, and most of it's a mystery. We've got satellites watching the surface, but under the waves? It's dark, it's quiet, and it's perfect for hiding. That's why drones matter so much. They're like eyes and ears where humans can't go. China's betting on that. If they can master the underwater game, they could control shipping lanes, choke trade routes, or cut internet cables that keep the world connected. It's not just about fighting, it's about power. The leaked footage has experts buzzing too. Some say it's legit, high-res clips of drones that match what China's been bragging about. Others think it's fake, maybe edited to stir up panic. Either way, it's got people digging for more. On X, users are sharing links to articles, blurry photos, anything that might explain what's going on. One post from January linked to a Chinese experiment in the Kunlun Mountains, where drones made artificial snow. It's not underwater, but it shows how far they're pushing this tech. Navies aren't the only ones sweating this. Think about fishermen, oil rigs, even tourists on cruise ships. If drones are everywhere, who's safe? The Philippines police said the High 119 wasn't a threat on its own. But what if it's part of a bigger network? What if China's got thousands of these things ready to roll? The leaked footage doesn't answer that, it just makes you wonder. Let us know in the comments and don't forget to like and subscribe to the Vault of Epic Facts channel.